Alright, so here we've got Death Tales on Nintendo Switch. This was provided to Indie Gamer Team for review, so I'm reviewing on behalf of them by Arcade Distillery. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the extras first, because that's where the options are. And I'll have to look at the options every time I review a game. So we've got sound effects, music, volume, show multiplayer badges, and a few played cutscenes. And then we've got change controllers, credits, licenses, about the game, and reset the game progress. Start the game. So we got 1 player and 2 player. So 2 player co-op is nice to see. I'm going to start the game here. So this game here is a I guess you can call it a hack and slash platformer. I guess the best way to describe it. Now, might as well go over that. Okay, so so you hit the plus button, you get to your menu here. So here you've got your equipment. So you've got weapons, hoods, and armor. So if I tap on, or I select weapons here with the A button, you've got the basic scythe you start out with, and then you have all of these different scythes you can use, which all do different things, which is kind of neat. And then you've got hoods, and this is the hood you start out with, and then you've got other hoods you can use here. Now these hoods, armors, and scythes can be found in levels, either in a special hidden chest. In the case of rare ones, like this acute scythe is a rare scythe that I found in one of the levels in a red chest. And then others can be purchased from the in-game merchant. Then you got armor here. You got various different armors you can utilize here, which again give you different things that have different properties based on what they are. And I'm going to keep things where they are there. And then you have... Oh, okay, so you have 2 different gear sets. I didn't even notice that. I've been playing this game for quite a while. Quite a long time. But, okay, wow, okay, so you're at up to 5. Oh, wow, okay, I didn't know that. So, I've just been using the one gear set the whole time. So apparently, you can have different gear sets based on what you need in the level there. Now, what I'm curious about and what I'm thinking is going to happen is if I set a different... so if I did, let's see, if I did this, if I did a sun scythe, I did a hood of riches, and I did a armor of riches for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do that, and I'll test something here. So hitting the R button comes over to spells. So here's your spells, and again you have different gear sets here, which is kind of cool. So you've got the ZL or the L button. Either one does the same thing, or ZRR does the different spells here for you. And here's your gear. You can look at it this way as well. And then you've got info, which is all your combos and your basic actions. And then you've got game, exit map, exit title, change controllers. That's pretty much it. Oh, and they got the money in the upper right hand corner. Those are spirit orbs. When you kill enemies, you get spirit orbs. You get the blue spirit orbs and the red spirit orbs. Blue spirit orbs regen your magic. Red is health, and then the gold or the yellow ones are money. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, the area you start out in is this one right here. So this is the world you start. This is the area you start out in first. But I'm actually not going to show that area because of there's a lightning strobe effect that I just want to be kind of sensitive of. Just in case somebody in my audience might that might be an issue for some people. All right, so here's when you enter this area. This is the second area you come to. When you enter this area, this town is the first thing you come to. Now we come into this town. You've got the merchant here. You can talk to her by hitting X. This is Fiona. This is her shop. So in her shop, she's got different weapons, armor, and different spells you can purchase. If I wanted to get War's weapon, that'd be 500 spirit orbs. I'm going to just buy it. Okay, it gives me 500 left. Now, every day, her inventory changes. So every day in real time, her inventory will change. So this time tomorrow, she'll have different inventory than she had today, which is really cool. And then this guy here, this lead reaper, he gives you contracts or challenges, or I guess bounties, maybe, if I just want to call it that. So you can get different bounties, and that'll give you money. That's kind of cool. And that's really the only two people you can talk to. And then you just leave the town. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this level here. So when you go into a level, so this is the level here. So you've got B to jump, you've got A or Y to attack. X does nothing, you've got that's the ZR button. R button is the same thing. ZL button is the other one. Or L button is the other one as well there. I have the analog stick to move around. Or the D-pad. And you have the plus button to go into your equipment. Minus button does nothing. And... oh yeah, so... so that's kind of cool. So you have, when you hit the plus button, you can just hit the left or right on the D-pad or the analog stick to quickly change your set of weapons and armor, which is nice. So I typically only use this set here. And the reason for that is because I really like the acute scythe. So the acute scythe, what it does is it, as you attack, you can see there it shoots randomly unicorn horns that does extra damage. And then as you can see, when the enemy dies, you get orbs from it. And then so each level is broken up by different sections. So in each section, there's going to be a set of enemies. All enemies have to be killed before you can move on to the next section. There are a couple things I do not like about this game. And I will go over those here. So, for instance, how spongy the enemies are. I feel that the enemies are just kind of sponges in a way. They take a while to kill. And some of them, like this flying enemy, can just kind of hang out in the air for a while and be kind of hard to hit. I mean, there are ways to get around that. Like you could summon an ice block to get higher. You could you could do the rockets in order to get them in the air. But yeah, overall, just how spongy the enemies seem to be. Now, there may be like a scythe I can unlock or a scythe I can find that'll help with taking the enemies quicker. That may be something down the line. I've only made it to the third world, and the reason for that is another reason I really don't. Another reason I don't, but another thing I don't really like about the game. In that, so when you get to the end of a level, you will find that there is a chest at the end of each level. That chest has 3 items in it. Now that can be a shard that will increase your mana, your magic, or that will be a health shard that'll increase your heart percentage or your heart containers, or that'll be a set of money, or it might be a scythe, or it might be a hood, or it might be a new cool armor. But you see, if you want those things that are in the chests, you have to go through each level 3 times because you only pick 1 item. So if you see a really cool piece of armor, you can grab that. But then if you have like a shard that you want to pick up, like say you already have 2, you want to get that 3rd one to increase your magic or your health, you have to go through the level again. So effectively, you are playing each level 3 times to get everything out of these chests. I like that because there's a replayability there, but at the same time, I think 3 times through the level is a little over the top. I would like it to see maybe twice through the level. I think that would be sufficient. But at the same time, I think I know why they chose to do that. The way they chose to do that because I'll show you right here. Actually, they chose to do that because I'm not going to show you because I already got them all. But the other reason they do that is because in some of the levels there are hidden chests that give you rare items. They're red chests. They're hidden, and in some instances, you have to have gotten some of these things to get the abilities in order to get them. I get that. I understand that. But again, I think 3 times through the level is a bit too much. That makes the levels very repetitive if you're trying to get everything in the game. If you're a completionist, or in my case, I like to get all the items or all the armor and weapons I can, especially if I think that it's going to benefit me in the game later on. Another thing I don't like, and this is why this pushed me to do each level 3 times consecutively, is there's no progress indicator. There's no progress indicator to say, this is how many times you beat the level, or here's all the levels that you've already gone through. So, like, let's say I went through this level that I just went through. Say I went through it once. If I move on and come back to it, I have no idea, without going through the whole level, whether or not I beat it once, twice, 3 times. In that sense, I've completed it. That definitely needs to be here in an update. I wholeheartedly believe it needs to be an update. There needs to be a status screen in the right-hand corner where there is nothing at this point, or across the top of the screen. Or even in the fast travel menu. If you hit the Y button, you get a fast travel menu. To have a menu come up on the right side of the screen in the fast travel menu showing you what levels you've beaten and how many times would be so beneficial. So beneficial. That needs to be here. There's no reason why there shouldn't be a menu indicating the levels you've beat. There's just no. It should no. There should be no reason why that's not in here. But yeah, those are the things I really do not like about this game. Spongy enemies. They take a while to kill. The fact you have to go through each level 3 times. Again, twice I think would be sufficient. Third time if you say, oh, there's the chest, and go back and get it. Yeah, assuming there is one. And the most crucial thing of all, there has to be some kind of progression screen telling you this is how many times you beat the level. These are the items you have yet to get in the chest, and you've completed this level. So if I go to this level, I would expect to see, okay, I've gotten the hood from the chest, but I haven't gotten the scythe, or I haven't gotten the armor, I haven't gotten the shard. I've beat this level, so that right there would tell me I beat it once or twice. Or you've got everything, you're complete. So it wouldn't really be that much. Granted, I don't know how hard it would be to put that in there, relatively speaking, from a game dev standpoint. But there should be some kind of screen there to say that you beat the level, or that, like, here's what's in the chest. You've gotten these items. So you've got all 3. You're done. There should definitely be something like that in here. Definitely. But other than those things, the music's great. I love the music. I love the backgrounds. I love the art style. This falls right in line with the Plague games. All of them are really great. I think the only game I haven't reviewed in the series, I think, is Plague Road. I think I've bought into or reviewed all of the Meko Tales. I think is the other one I haven't done yet. So 2 out of all the ones they've done so far. I mean, because don't get me wrong, I love these games. These games look beautiful. They play great. But yeah, like I said, the levels are great. I like the enemy design. I love the backgrounds. The art is just beautiful. And the music's great. But yeah, nothing against Arcade Distillery. They make beautiful, amazing games. But the things I brought up that I dislike about the game, I think, what I would take away from that is that there needs to be a status menu of some kind for the levels you've beaten. If Arcade Distillery is watching this video, if any of you guys are watching this video, the only thing I need you guys to know is please give us some kind of a status menu at the overworld screen or in the pause menu. Just give us some kind of a progression. That needs to be here. It really does. If there's a progression system of some kind, I think that would just... that right there would make for me this being my top 5 any platforming games. Just that right there. That's really all this needs. I mean, I can forgive the spongy enemies. That's fine. It's fun to just whack at them. I can definitely look past that. But there has to be a progression system. There just has to be. There has to be some kind of progression indicator. I mean, that's what I should have said. But I mean, everything else about the game is phenomenal. It's bright, it's colorful, it's beautiful. Very well done. Oh, it just died. But the reason I've gotten only to the 3rd world, which is this world right here, in the probably 10 or more hours, probably 15 hours I spent with this game, is because I had to go through each level 3 times. And there's been a couple times where I had to backtrack because I hadn't beat it that one time. Or, like, if I got to a point where it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to move on. I'll come back to this later. In doing so, I realized, oh, hey, I already beat this level 3 times. I'm going through a 4th time for no reason. And then I'm like, well, yeah, that's definitely something that needs to be brought up. But because I went through each level 3 times is why I'm 15 hours in and only into the 3rd world, because effectively I've already gone through 40 levels. And I might be exaggerating a little bit there, but I'm sure I'm pretty close in that mark. At least 30. So, yeah. In closing, this game's great. I definitely wholeheartedly give it the Indie Gamer team, seal of approval. In fact, you know what? I give it 1.5 Indie Gamer team seal of approvals. 1.5. I've never done that. This game I feel is that good. It can get 2 if it had a way to show progression with level completion. Again, guys, if you're watching this, if Arcade Destroyer is watching this, please consider implementing some kind of a progression system. So, in closing, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please consider doing so to the Indie Gamer Team channel. We got some great content that goes up at least once a month. New video at least once a month, sometimes more than that. Please consider subscribing to my channel. That's Obscure Games and Consoles on YouTube. I post a video once a day at this point, at least once a week, as I get more content done. But here's a great example real quick here. So here you've got 3 items. You can pick the Sun Hood, the Spirit Shard, or the Essence Bundle. So money, a shard to increase your magic, and then a piece of armor. So if I choose the armor, I now have to go through another 2 times to get the other two items there, 2 things. So that's just an example of what happens at the end of the level. But again, I'm going off on a tangent there because it's closing. But yeah, again, I love this game. Great game, guys. Awesome game. Definitely encourage you to check it out, pick it up. It's available on Switch, Steam. It'll be available on PS5. It's available on the Vita. So some great platforms to pick it up on. It's not too expensive. If you like platformers and you're okay with you understand they're okay with the issues that I've got with it, and maybe you have the same issues, still definitely a great game to pick up. So again, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please consider doing so. And until next time, take care and happy gaming.